Hello students, today we are going to continue with our recycled instrument projects. And with these projects, we're not just doing the activity, but we're revisiting some of the lessons that we've already learned and making sure that we have these topics in our head. So with this, we're going to look at a couple different things. The first being the physics of music, that this really demonstrates and gives us a good visual representation of what we were talking about, that a larger instrument has a deeper sound and a smaller instrument has a higher sound. So, if we have more space in our bottle, what we're doing is we're filling our bottles with water. Different amounts of water is going to give us a different note, because this changes the amount of space for the note to reverberate, to vibrate. Okay, so this is our lowest note. C is what I made it. And our highest note. Also, this technically qualifies as a woodwind instrument. If you know the classical flute that's played like this, the metal flute that you blow over the top, it functions the same way, that it reverberates in the space and you're closing and opening the holes to make it a longer or a smaller instrument to create the different notes. So this is a very simplified version of that. Okay, so that's our physics of the instrument. Continuing on, we are also looking at our 4 elements of music. With those elements, we have melody, harmony, rhythm, and soul. With this project, we're specifically looking at harmony. Harmony is more than one note that is backing up the melody. So this is typically played chords on the guitar or the piano, but any song you've ever listened to has chords. So it's a very important topic for music. This is the most simplified chord we have is a 3-note chord. This is called a triad. And in our scale, we know we have 8 notes. To make a chord, we use the 1st, the 3rd, and the 5th. So with that, we have C, E, and G of our C scale. A lot of chords can have 4 or 5 notes, so I've added in an extra note here. This is B flat. We'll take a look at that in a second. There's 2 different ways that we can tune our bottles, because just putting the different amounts of water, we will get different notes, but we want to make sure we get distinct notes. Okay, first thing would be with the guitar or a piano, you can use to tune your bottles. And this is to pour in or put less water in, it changes the note. If you put more water, it's going to make the note higher, less water, make the note lower. So, this is our chord that we're going to play, but with our bottles. C. E. And G. So those are our 3 notes to the chord. Also, we have our B flat. If we want to get fancy and add in another note, this is going to change the sound of our chord drastically. So this is the B flat. And that would be right there. So now our chord sounds like that with the B flat. That would be a dominant 7. So that's getting a little bit more advanced. But for those of you guys that want to get a little bit more advanced with that, you're welcome to do that. You can put 5, 6, 7. Okay, so our first way is with the guitar or the piano, and this can be somewhat challenging depending on how good your ear is and how easy it is for you to hear out a note. Another way that makes it a lot easier, now with technology, we have different tools to help us with music, and one of those is the electronic chromatic tuner. So this can be downloaded on the phone, can be downloaded on the tablet, and there's also a lot of free websites. So on the lesson, I'm going to put some links for you guys to follow and get access to a free online tuner. Okay, so how do you use this? Here's our tuner, and now when we play a note, you're going to see it come to a red or a green bar. Let's try another one. So this is going to tell us which note we're playing throughout the scale. So using the chromatic tuner is probably going to be the easiest way for you to figure out a chord on your bottles. And remember, we can use plastic, glass, any kind of bottle, and we're just going to fill them with different amounts of water until we get our chord set. So this is revisiting a lot of different topics. It's revisiting harmony, also our different categories of instrument. This would classify as a woodwind instrument. And also we're looking at a little bit of the physics of music and sound, that a lower sound, a lower note comes from a larger instrument. A smaller instrument gives us a higher note. So I hope you enjoyed the project and are listening to lots of music in your houses. Thank you.